With no trial date set, a judge says it's simply too soon to rule on key requests from the man accused in the murders at Devil's Den State Park. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jurnee Taylor.
And I am Hoyt. Andrew McGann's defense team filed motions at today's pretrial hearing, asking the judge in the case to place even more limits on what jurors and witnesses say and do once the trial gets underway. The judge didn't make any decisions yet, but hinted there will be opportunities to work out those details before the trial begins.
And McGann's attorneys would like that length of time to be almost a year, asking the judge to set the trial for March or April. Prosecutors say they plan to hand over key evidence to the defense before then.
Meanwhile, a ruling from a judge here in Little Rock means leaders need to roll back the city's concealed carry ban.
Several years ago, the city made it illegal to carry a handgun into any city-owned building, despite state law expanding where enhanced permit holders could bring their weapons.
Two attorneys challenged that city ban in a lawsuit filed back in 2022. And then last week, Circuit Judge Tim Fox finally agreed, after the state Supreme Court threatened to get involved.
UA Little Rock professor Robert Steinbuck is one of those two lawyers who sued. He's eager to see the city finally comply.
The only problem is the city manager is not a king. He doesn't give out orders. We have laws in this country, and laws are passed by legislators or local councils that are the equivalent thereof. But city managers are not Caesars who get to wave their hands in the air and dictate what happens.
Notably, despite the case taking 4 years, the judge did not award any damages to the plaintiffs. We also reached out to Little Rock spokesperson, and they told us that TE311, that the city does not plan, they do plan to appeal the decision.
Tonight, we're also following a tragic accident that's left the family grieving the loss of an 8-year-old boy who was hit by a car. It happened on Windsor Drive late last Thursday night. And now, not only is there a memorial in front of the family's home, there is also a call to action as neighbors are concerned about safety in the area and are doing whatever they can to prevent another tragedy like this from happening again. The limit there on Hyman Parkway is 30 miles per hour, while parts of Windsor are posted at just 10 miles per hour. We reached out to the city for information on possible policies or solutions. We have not heard back just yet.
Turning our attention to the weather now, meteorologist Nathan Scott in with us. We saw a storm roll through town a little while ago, and clearly we're getting those summer storms, even though summer hasn't officially started yet, right?
Rolly, it was a gully washer across parts of the region. Look at this video. This is from Conway around Dave Ward Drive, and you can see there are some cars that are getting a little too deep there in that water. So anytime you encounter something like that, we always tell you, please do not take on something like that. It's best idea to turn around and find a detour because you can ruin your vehicle. That was around Dave Ward Drive, South German Lane, which is typically a trouble spot just because of poor drainage. Low clouds looming. This was the view from eastern sides of Jacksonville before the line moved through. So some scary looking clouds, but no concerns in terms of severe weather out there this evening. We always appreciate your photos, 501-376-1111, and don't forget to include your name and location. Out there right now, lots of places are dry. The rain that moved through Little Rock earlier continues to march its way through Lonoke County, Prairie County, and also into Monroe County, lined up right along Interstate 40, and also still a few showers here into Van Buren County, moving into parts of Cleburne County. These will fizzle out with the loss of daytime heating. Will be left off with variably cloudy skies tonight. Tomorrow, starting off the day primarily with some sunshine, but another round of showers and thunderstorms can be anticipated moving in from the southwest, and ahead that line, more spotty coverage. When can we say goodbye to the chance of a daily dose of a downpour? I'll have that answer and talk about your weekend forecast coming up.
Nathan, a lot of folks will be eager to hear when that sunshine will return. If you're looking for more throughout the day, the lawmakers are discussing a proposal that would make daylight saving time permanent. It's called the Sunshine Protection Act, and it's already passed a House committee. But it would still need to pass in the full House and the Senate, which is what held similar bills back, including one back in 2022. President Trump, though, says the twice-a-year clock change costs hundreds of millions of dollars, quote unquote, each year. But some in the GOP, like Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, have opposed similar bills, saying they would result in late winter sunrises and force kids to go to school in darkness.
Arkansas's new third grade literacy rules are now in effect, and districts are seeing the first results. The most recent school year requires students to pass the ELA Atlas assessment to move on to fourth grade. TV 11's Taylor Knight shows us how Little Rock students performed.
Little Rock school district leaders say the number of third graders performing at or above grade level increased by 10% during the 2025-2026 school year.
We increased about 10%, and that's 10% district-wide, so that is a huge increase, so we're excited about that.
Superintendent Dr. Jamal Wright says the district is making strides to improve literacy rates at all grade levels. But with the 2025-2026 school year serving as the inaugural year of the third grade literacy requirements under the Lawrence Act, all eyes were on the district's third graders.
While we're excited about the increase, we still have, approximately 30% of our students who are scoring at their level 1. And so that means all of those students in that 30% are, I won't say eligible, but at risk for retention.
Of that 30%, Dr. Wright says approximately 90 students scored at a level 1 and do not meet any of the state's good cause exemptions.
Those 90 students will be required to come to summer school this year, and they'll have an opportunity to retest after summer school.
Wright says the exemptions are based on circumstances that the state has deemed appropriate.
Of that 30%, the state does allow us to give what's called good cause exemptions for students who may have retained already, for students who may have an IEP and have special needs. There's some students who may have been impacted by, different types of trauma.
Summer school for these 90 students will be tailored to their needs based on their performance during the school year.
It will be personalized, and so students will get a chance to receive instruction and support in the areas that they are weak. And we believe that the majority, if not all of those students, will be prepared to take the retest.
Moving forward, Dr. Wright says that while third graders were the focus this year, the district wants to lower these numbers next year and continue improving literacy rates across all grade levels. In Little Rock, Taylor Knight, THV 11 News.
Well, overall, Wright says district-wide, 20 of the 23 areas tested on the Atlas assessment showed measurable growth and improvement. Now, down the street from the school headquarters, members of the Pulaski County Quorum Court once again have data sensors front and center.
A group of progressive advocates led by County Judge candidate Wendell Griffin is pushing more limits and restrictions on those giant computer warehouses. We'll bring you their latest demands and how the county leaders responded tonight at 10.